Put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real weapons being real with self. My eyes can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real weapons being real with self. My eyes can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, all you got is like wrong being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, due to create a business, God gives us the ability to create wealth. Yo, it's the love of money that's going on. You know, I like money so much, I want to get up and go to work. Yeah, everybody knows me about all the things that one thing you got to say. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my life. Not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. Cortez.
Good morning, Black World, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. Truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to be coming to you live and direct from the Boss Up 1000 studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, I am on a mission in the next 3.5 weeks to help 1,000 families go from employee to boss. I want to help you start your own home-based business in the financial education space. Why the financial education space, you say? Because we need financial education, man. We need more people, ambassadors, learning what we do so they can get out and teach what we do in our community. We just flat out don't know how money works, how capitalism works, how politics works, none of that stuff, man. But we're going to start with teaching people the basic fundamentals of money, how to get out of debt, how the tax system works, why it's good to have a business, how to invest, how investments work, how to get your money to grow, how to use the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest, right? So that you can transform your family for generations to come. Now, here's the thing. When you're going into business, chances are you're going into business with a thought process that I'm going to make sure that the next generation and the generation after that is straight. If you are that microwave type person where you got to have everything show up right now, this isn't a good plan for you. See, in Boss Up 1000, it's going to take 3 to 5 to maybe 7 years to get yourself completely out of debt, to have a strong investment portfolio built, and really to understand, not just understand capitalism, but to understand what practice, right? You have to practice capitalism for a certain amount of time to really get it. And I'm 3 years in with this program, and it's really now just starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. So all you got to do is inbox or text Boss Up 1000 to 314-874-6887. Again, inbox or text Boss Up 1000 314-874-6887. That way we will I will get you a copy of our overview video. You can see what this thing is all about, how our program works, and if you see an opportunity for yourself, then we'll get you started and add you to the team. Right now we are at almost 100 so far in the first couple days of this promotion. So we're trying to get to 1,000 in the next 3 weeks. And it's simple, guys. All you have to do is bring somebody with you. If you join Boss Up 1000 yourself with 2 other people, then you can join for free. You and those other 2 actually join for free. So talk to me about that, and I'll let you guys know how that works. You and 2 other people. So get with yourself, get with a brother, sister, cousin, aunt, friend, I don't care. And you bring them along with you, and you guys, now you instantly have an accountability team, right? And we'll bring all 3 of you guys on for free. And even if not, it's just $9.95 to start, $34.95 per month to maintain your membership. Do me a huge favor. You're checking us out on YouTube. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then make sure you copy the link to today's show and share it on your favorite social media timeline, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you like to share stuff. Share this video as well. For my folks on Facebook, do me a huge favor. Hit the share button like right now so that we can get our normal crowd on the show. Because again, you guys know that I'm in Facebook jail, so I'm doing this from my wife's profile, and a lot of people don't know how to find the show. And I don't know how long I'm gonna be in Facebook jail. So what I want you guys to do, my Facebookers, I want you to go over to YouTube at some point during today and go to youtube.com/financial health mentor. And I want you to subscribe to the channel, because if YouTube, is Facebook going to continue to play these types of games, then I'm going to take the show exclusively to YouTube, and you don't want to miss it. So go over to youtube.com/financial health mentor and hit the subscribe button. I've got a couple webinars that's going. My Lunch and Learn has moved to YouTube as well. So you don't want to miss that stuff. So go over there and subscribe. Ultimately, this stuff is going to live in my own platform. So stay tuned. 2018 is going down. Bringing Blog Talk Radio back into the fold. So I'm going to be streaming live via Blog Talk Radio. Probably YouTube exclusively if I can't get Facebook to cooperate with me. So today's show is also brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. If you are already in business and you're trying to figure out how to scale your brand, then Monetize My Life Academy has the courses. It has the webinars. It has the ebooks. It has the digital courses, the video courses. It has everything that you need for a solopreneur to explode your business and 10x your brand. Right? If you're looking for maybe how to build capture pages and do email marketing, it's in there. If you're looking at how to do affiliate marketing with Amazon, it's in there. If you're looking at how to do video marketing, it's in there. If you're looking at how to use social media, it's in there. If you're looking at how to use YouTube and other video platforms, it's in there, guys. Everything that you need to scale your brand. See, and if you're not building a brand and you're building a business, you're not building a sustainable business. You want the brand to stand the test of time. That way, if you have to switch out some products and services, then you can do that, but people know and trust and like the brand. And that way, anything that comes out of the brand, people will respect and like. So I appreciate that. You guys know how we do it, man. Go ahead and put your questions or your comments in the feed. And let me help you with your business today. Anything that you are trying to do, anything you've gotten stuck with in business, trying to get more customers, trying to get more exposure, trying to get more whatever, let me know. Tia, what's going on this morning? Congratulations on your new teammate. I saw that in the chat this morning. Appreciate that. Make sure they get the link to the team welcome site so they can get off to a good start. But yeah, whatever questions you may have, go ahead and hit the share button and then ask your question. You guys on YouTube, you can post your questions as well. I will get a little box that comes up so I could see some of those questions. And then if you want, you can text your question to 314-874-6887 too. And that way you can be sure that I see your question and that we can get some interaction going. And let's do this, man. And for those of you watching live, if you want to come on live and ask your question, you can do that too, right? You can do that too. If you got a question that you want to come on live, ask your question, and we can do that too. So really quickly, one of the things that I want you guys to get, if you're building a brand, and I know building a business, if you're working a regular job and you got your business on the side, I want to ask you, are you revisiting your W-4 form? Have you done that yet? Right? Have you done that yet? You have a business. Let me just mute this chat real quick, because they're about to go ham this morning. So you have a business, but you also work a regular job. Did you know that when you have a business, you can fill out page 2 of your W-4 form for your job, and your job will take less money out of your check because you're a business owner? Did you know that? Has anybody started a business and revisited their W-4 form so that they can reflect that they are business owners now? Because that much needed, anywhere from $200 to $600 per month, that can come back into your household based on that little strategy. That could be the seed capital that you need to grow your business. That could be the seed capital that you need for a marketing budget. That could be the seed capital that you need to buy the tools that you need, maybe to get your website designed, maybe to get some graphics and whatever, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything, every strategy that's available to you to help you grow your business and help you scale your business. So that's one of the first places that we start when people join Boss Up 1000 is we teach them instantly out of the gate. Hey, now that you have a business, let's look at that W-4 form and see if we can bring money back into your household. Business owners, they could take that money and use it to scale their business. For people who don't have businesses, then they just take that money and use it to get themselves out of debt. Start paying down those credit card bills. Start paying down those student loans. Start paying down your furniture loans. Start paying down your car note early. Whatever the case is, you want to put yourself in position to have that extra windfall of cash and then be strategic with it. Don't go increase your lifestyle, but instead use that money to do something positive and productive with it. Like I said, minimizing debt is probably the best thing that you can do with it. But if you want to use it to scale your bill, Johnson Family Legacy is in the building. So don't be quiet on me, guys. If you got questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. If you want to come on screen and ask your question directly, we have a little short dialogue. You can do that as well. But I'm excited. So yesterday we didn't have a show. Literally, my wife was off work. My sons were out of school for the first day of their Christmas break, and my wife decided that everybody was sleeping in yesterday. So she was like, "Don't get up with your loud mouth talking money in the morning. Nah, we're gonna sleep past 7 today." And guess what? I couldn't sleep past 7 anyway. I was still up because my body is programmed to getting up, getting the show prepared. So let me know if you have any questions about your business, about your brand, about building wealth, whatever. If I know the answer, I will help you with it. If I don't know the answer, I will say I don't know. And maybe I'll research it. And maybe that's something that we can do an entire show on if you guys stump me with a question. So we didn't have a show on Tuesday. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't have a show on yesterday. Wednesday, we did have a show, and I can't even remember what the show was on Wednesday. Let's see, what did we do on Wednesday? I can't remember what we did on Wednesday. On Tuesday, we did our crypto class with Evan Jefferson. It was amazing. So if you guys aren't familiar with Mr. ERGJ, I'm going to bring in Mona Johnson. So he talked all about cryptocurrencies and why Bitcoin and how to Bitcoin a little bit. So that was amazing. It was amazing. So I appreciated that coming from somebody who has been in it. And he took $100 and turned it into $10K in 6 months with Bitcoin. Now he takes some of that Bitcoin money and he uses it to invest in other businesses and other brands. So that, I mean, there's a lot going on in the world of cryptocurrency. So don't be left out in the cold on that. Johnson Family Legacy. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. So you got a question? Doing good.
I do.
All right, cool.
First of all, can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come on this morning. I was actually just trying to see if I would just take the nudge. So, and I did.
All right, good deal.
My question, Coach, is, so how do I'm really trying to excel in the with Johnson Family Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get people to get more engaged? Like, I put stuff on the credit piece.
Mm-hmm.
It got me over 200 response. I responded back to everyone, but no one is biting. What
Mm-hmm.
else should I be doing?
Okay. I got you. So basically the beginning of building a brand. All right. So I'm gonna pop you off and then I'll answer that. All right. So basically what Mona is doing is she's building a brand with us and Boss Up 1000 and the Black Wealth Movement. So Mona, what you want to be doing is staying consistent with Yes, reaching out, following up with the people who are engaging with your posts all the time. Absolutely, you have to be doing that. But build and work on your fan page. See, you guys got to remember it is you have Facebook, right? But Facebook is just general traffic. It's just people from all over the place. But you have to learn how to get that general traffic whittled down into some targeted traffic, right? People who are really, really, really interested in building legacies. Everybody says they want to build a legacy, but not everybody is really interested in building a legacy, Mona. So you got to know that, because when they find out that it takes work to build a legacy, most people will rather do work on their job than work on their own legacy, work on their own business. So it's cool. So you're taking all of this general traffic, and now as you continue to post and craft your message and your brand about what it is you're all about, that targeted, that general traffic is going to start coming down to becoming what's called targeted traffic. Now you're going to start reaching people who are actually interested in building wealth, building legacies, getting out of debt, fixing their credit. See, everybody says they want to do that stuff because it sounds cute. But when they find out that it takes work to actually do it, then they don't want any parts of it. So you got to take the general traffic, turn it into targeted traffic. People who, what is targeted traffic? Targeted traffic is people who have demonstrated the willingness to buy what you're offering. Targeted traffic is people who have demonstrated that they have the means to afford to buy what you're offering. Targeted traffic is people who have already in the past spent money on similar things to what you have to offer, right? So you have to sift through the billions of people on Facebook who are just out here in general traffic mode to really seek out and attract those to you who are more targeted to exactly what you do. So you have targeted traffic, which is those who are just generally interested in building wealth, right? And then you have niche traffic. That means those people are more interested in building wealth through using a home-based business and the tax code. They like that aspect of building wealth, and those are the people that you're trying to get to. So you got 1 billion people. You're going to condense that down to 1 million people who are just interested in building wealth in general. Then you're going to niche that down to about 100,000 who actually want to build wealth and build their legacy the way that you provide your solution for them to do. Now you get that niche traffic, and you turn some of that 100,000 into actual leads. Maybe you turn 1,000 into leads. And then that 1,000 that raise their hand and say, hey, Mona, I'm not only interested in building wealth, I'm interested in building wealth the way that you do. I'm not only interested in building wealth the way that you do, I'm interested in having you help me build wealth the way that you do. Now you turn that 1,000 into leads, and then maybe you'll ultimately turn 100 of that 1,000 into sales and new business partners. So get the fan page up and continue to post everything to the fan page. You've got to get the fan page, because that is your sifting mechanism. If I see a fan page that I'm not interested in, I don't hit the like button, right? If the fan page doesn't speak to me, I don't like it. Now, when people start liking your fan page, that's different. Now they're actually saying, hey, this Johnson Family Legacy page is very interesting. It's speaking to me, to who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish. So let me hit the like button. Let me start paying attention to the videos and the content they post. Let me send them a message, right? So don't neglect your fan page because of your personal page gets a little bit more activity. No, start building your fan page, because that's going to sift the traffic for you. And then you're going to have a more a niche down, more targeted audience to speak to. Good stuff. Good question. Good question. Any other questions? So this is Free Business Coaching Friday. We do live Q&A, and you guys get to come on camera and ask your question if you want to. How about that? A new dynamic to the show. See, Facebook has got me in jail, man, but I'm going to tell you guys something about having a positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude. When things do not go your way and you keep a positive mental attitude, you then set the stage for you to do the only thing that you can really do when things don't go your way, and that's grow. That's growth. When you have a positive mental attitude and things do not go your way, you set the stage for growth. If you have a negative mental attitude, when things don't grow your way, you miss your opportunity for growth. And we all know people who are negative, and then we all know those negative people are still in the same position, same situation they were in 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 20 years ago. Why? Because they stay negative about the things not going their way. They've missed opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for growth. And therefore, they stay stagnant. They stay stagnant. Future Leaders LLC, when starting, how do you determine your niche traffic? Your niche traffic, creating your targeted avatar. So you're saying based on the fan page, that's where your niche market gets defined. Yes. So basically, the first thing that you do to start niching that traffic, Monica, is you look in the mirror. The first place you look to start building that target avatar is you look in the mirror. You look at yourself. You say, okay, why is it that why do I do what I do? What benefits do I get out of doing what I do? What benefits do I want people to get out of doing what I do? Most of the time we start businesses and we start organizations and things based on who we are, a small piece of our character. Something happened in our lives that transformed us, and we say, you know what, we want to bring that transformation to the world. So you look in the mirror when you're building that target avatar, and you say, hey, I'm this type of person, and this really spoke to me in this way because of this reason. I believe it's going to speak to a bunch of other people in the same way. So now you start asking yourself, okay, here's the problem that my company solves. I have the solution for this problem. So now, once you have the solution, you start asking yourself, who needs this solution? How old are they? What kind of income will they need to have to afford your solution, right? What is their demographics, age, sex, or age, gender, median income? All of those things are demographics. Okay, that's what that's the type of money that they make. That's where they live, the geographical location. All of that matters. That's demographics. Then you say, what is their sociographics like? What do they like to do for fun? Where do they go? Where do they hang out? What are they spending their money on in social settings? What kind of person is this socially? Then you ask yourself, what is their what is the psychographics of this person like? What kind of faith do they have? What is their spiritual background? What is their psychological makeup, right? And that's how you start to build your target avatar and say, okay, here's the solution that I have. My solution is financial education for a group of people who have been deprived financial dollars and wealth building education, right? My specific target avatar is husbands and fathers looking to provide a better way and a better life for their children. Those who are looking to plan for 3, 4, 5 generations down the road. Those who understand sacrifice. Those who understand taking risks. See, that's their psychological makeup. They understand sacrifice. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to put their money up so that they can have some return later. So you have to start thinking about all of those things. And once you build that person up in your mind, you build that person on paper, you're writing all this stuff down. Now you say to yourself, where do these people hang out at? Are they hanging out on Facebook? Are they hanging out in particular Facebook groups? Are they hanging out on Instagram? Are they hanging out on Twitter? Are they hanging out in front of a TV? Do I need to get commercials in front of them? Are they hanging out in front of the radio listening all day? Do I need to get some radio advertisement going? So I think about where they hang out at. so you can get in front of them all the time with your message. Then you think about this. What is the language that these people speak? What is the language that they speak? See, there's a lot of ways to build wealth, right? But I speak the language of building wealth using the tax code. A lot of people see when I was on the show on Tuesday with Evan Jefferson talking Bitcoin, that's a different way to build wealth, completely different language. Who did most of the talking? He did. I don't speak that language because I'm not building my legacy with cryptocurrencies. So I don't speak that language. I'm building my business through my enterprise through private equity business. So I speak that language, what to do as a private business owner to build and scale your business up. So not only do you have to know where they hang out, you have to be able to speak their language, right? And a lot of times that is based on who you are. So yes, your fan page will attract people to you because people who aren't into what you're doing on that fan page, they're not going to keep coming back day after day after day after day to check out what you got going on that fan page, right? My fan page my reach is plummeting, but I've been as high as 3 million people reached in a single week because they were constantly coming back to my fan page to watch some stuff that I had on there, some videos, some posts, some articles, all of that kind of stuff, constantly. That makes sense? So yeah, you have to build that fan page up, and that's going to help sift the traffic for you. Yeah, no negative Nancy's in your life, man. You just really have to keep a positive mental attitude. So, and I said that to say that now you guys have the ability to come on the show on Fridays and ask your questions live and direct. So if you got questions and you want to pop on real quick, you can ask your questions live. See, I don't lose, I get better. Facebook wants me to lose, right? All this Black economic empowerment stuff, somebody don't like that. But I don't lose, I get better. Jamar said, why is it that I'm not successful? First of all, let's define your definition of success. Because you may not be successful because you don't have a definition of success. Right? You have to have a definition of success. That's first and foremost. So when I teach the 5 steps to building wealth, they all start with D. The first thing you have to do is you have to decide. So if you're going to be successful, the first thing you have to do, Jamar, is you have to decide that you're going to be successful. That's a decision, right? Either you're going to be successful or you're not. Second thing that you're going to have to do, you're going to then have to define what success actually means, right? You have to define what success means to you. See, a lot of times we're measuring ourselves against other people's definition of success. Some people would say, I'm not wealthy because they're measuring my wealth against somebody else's definition of wealth, right? Whenever you have money coming in at a certain amount that you don't have to get up and go to work for, and that money grows beyond your monthly expenses, you're wealthy. So for instance, if your monthly expenses were $1,000 a month and you make $1,500 a month from passive sources, that means that money comes in whether you get up or not. You're wealthy. You have a $500 positive cash flow after all of your bills are paid. You're wealthy and you don't have to get up and go to work for that money. What does that mean for you? That means all of my bills are paid with an extra reserve, and then I still have all of my free time to do some other income producing activities if I choose to. So you have to define what success actually means to you, Jamar. And then once you define what success means, then you draw out a plan to get you there. So decide, define, then draw. Draw out a plan that's going to get you to that level of success. Number 4, then you have to determine to be disciplined in executing that plan to get you to your success. See, we don't have a lack of planners, we have a lack of executors or executors. We don't have any executioners. Nobody executes. Everybody has plans. Everybody has these wonderful ideas. Everybody, according to Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, every single person on this planet is given at least 4 ideas every single year that will make them a multi-millionaire if they would only execute. So you have to be determined and disciplined to execute the plan. Then number 5, the toughest one of them all, you have to disassociate. Disassociate yourself from the people that are not going to help you or support you in the accomplishment of that success, that goal, that vision, whatever it is. A lot of times when we have this grand idea, we start to execute it, but we're around people who are saying that'll never work. You're wasting your time. Why don't you go get a regular job? See, you can't be around people like them because you're trying to expand your mind and they want you to contract. You want to expand your mind, and everybody else around you is in contraction mode. So you can't do that. So you have to disassociate yourself from people that don't want to help you accomplish your vision or at least support you. So you don't have to help me. Just don't hinder me either. Right? You don't have to help me. Just don't get in the way though. If you're not going to help me and you're going to stand on the sideline, whether you're watching to see if I fail or whether you're watching to see if I win, just get out the doggone way though. Right? Just go. So many quit before they start. And for those start, they don't stay at. You're absolutely right, Robert, personal economy coach in the building. Yeah. What we tend to do is talk ourselves out of our success before we even start. And then when we do start, we let other people talk us out of it. So you literally have to understand the power of association. If you starting a business, if you're starting to work on some sort of plan, some sort of positive, taking your life in a positive direction, if you don't get around other people who are going to support you, you're going to make it a lot tougher on you. Right? I know you've seen people who say, man, my situation really propelled me, inspired me to do all the things that I'm doing to have this success. But best believe they elevated to a place where they got around some people who would push them, who would encourage them. Otherwise, if you stay in a negative situation and you're the only positive light in that situation, it's only a matter of time before darkness overcomes you. That's just the reality of it all. We all have these things called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons. And we mirror, and this is an ancient evolution that our bodies have adapted so that we can adapt to environments and adapt to social economic situations, social situations that we're around. So we naturally, without even thinking about it, the more we're around somebody, the more we start to mimic them. Right? You ever see a husband and wife that look like brother and sister? When people are married and they live together for a long time, they start to look alike. They start to behave alike. Right? These mirror neurons literally cause you to start mimicking the people that you're around the most. On autopilot, this is not something that you do consciously. This is something you do unconsciously because we are social beings. So in order for us to fit in socially, then it's best that we start to mimic those that we are around. So we have these mirror neurons that literally, when you're around people and they talk a certain way, you start. I'm from St. Louis. I was raised here, but I was born in Mississippi. I go to Mississippi and I live there for 3-4 months. I come back to St. Louis, people start laughing at the way I'm talking. Now, I didn't consciously choose to start talking with a Southern drawl, but a mechanism in my body that says in order to adapt to certain situations, you need to mimic the people that you're around. So without even trying it, I start mimicking the way that people talk down south. And I come back to St. Louis and people say, man, you talking country as a mug. I didn't consciously start changing the way I talk. The mirror neuron said, hey, if you're going to fit in and adapt, in order for these people to accept you, you have to be more like them. So you instantly start little by little mirroring the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they think, the way they behave, the way they act, the way they live. Everything, you start to mimic that. So the same thing happens if you get around negative people, and that's where you spend the majority of your time. You mimic their behaviors without even thinking about it. This is why some people are negative and they don't even know they're negative, because all they hang around is negative people. Right? They're negative and they don't know they're negative because all they hang around is negative people. And then when they get around some positive people and we start looking at them side-eyed, they say, man, why you tripping? No, I'm not tripping, you tripping. But that's how it goes. Same thing happens when you get around positive people, positive energy. Your body is going to first try to reject that because it's foreign to you. But the more you hang around positive people, those mirror neurons are going to kick in and you're going to start mimicking the way positive people move, the way they think, the way they talk, the way they behave, the way they act. You're going to start to assimilate into that environment. Does that make sense? That's why the power of association is so real. We don't know it from a psychological standpoint. We just say birds of a feather flock together. But this is why birds of a feather flock together. It is part of our evolution to say, hey, in order to assimilate, then you need to become like those that you are infusing yourself into, the crowd that you're infusing yourself into. So naturally, you start dressing like those people, talking like those people. That's what the power of association is all about. That's the psychology behind it. Now, we know that if you just hang around somebody long enough, they got stinking thinking, and you got stinking thinking, just period. That's just how it works. But that's why, because of the mirror neurons. Any other questions, man? This is good. I appreciate the engagement. Anybody else want to come on and ask a question? On Monday's show, we had Bishop Larry Leonard, founder of Tesha Water, on the show, talking about the alkaline water. Man, Black-owned alkaline water company. I said, explains the roller coaster ride of your life. Yeah, it's get on a even keel with positive mental attitude. W. Clement Stone has some great books on positive mental attitude. Stephen Covey, all these guys, all these motivational speakers have good books on positive mental attitude. But then also make sure that you're around positive people and you avoid negative people like the plague, man. And sometimes we all heard it said that opposites attract. And because most positive people are really in the mode of trying to help people, we put ourselves in those situations around negative people because we're trying to help them. No, you can't do that. If a negative person wants my help, they have to leave their environment and come into my environment to get my help. Does that make sense? We can't, we like to go into the negative environments and go around our family and friends, and it's 10 of them and it's one of you, and you're going to go and change all the way all 10 of them think. No, you hang around them long enough and they're going to change the way you think. But if one or two of them are trying really hard to change their situation, then you say, hey, why don't you come hang out with me and my crowd for a little while, just a little bit once a week, twice a week, you'll see the way that we think, the way that we talk. Then they start to transform little by little. But then they have to make sure that as they're going through this transformation, they stop hanging around the negative Nancy's so much themselves. Right? Any other questions? Says can't rely on old ways of thinking. No, you can't, because it's simple, guys. We don't tend to think about it like this, but if your current way of thinking could get you what you want out of life, you'd already have it. I'm gonna run that one back. If your current way of thinking could get you what you want out of life, you would already have it. See, we have to evolve. We have to go from one place to the next in our thinking. And we have to constantly put new information in, which will cause new thought patterns. And those new thought patterns will cause new words. Those new words will form new actions. Those new actions will create new habits. Those new habits will transform our character, and our character dictates our destiny. But if you're constantly and only doing the same old thing, the same old way, with the same old people, you have the same old thought process, therefore there's no growth. And there's only two states of being on this planet. You're either growing or you're dying, period. There's no in between. There's no hanging. I'm not growing and I'm not dying. I'm sitting still. How could you sit still on a world that's constantly evolving? You're not sitting still. There's no such thing as sitting still. In fact, sitting still means you're actually going backwards, literally. Right? Because if the world is constantly spinning and revolving, then for you to be stationary means you're losing ground. You're going backwards. You're not progressing. Time is passing you by. There's no such thing as sitting still. Right? So you have to constantly be in a mode of growth. And how do you grow? You constantly expose yourself to new things. You have to constantly expose yourself to new things. That's how you grow. Even get around people who you don't agree with causes you to think differently. See, I'm that type of guy that I have my certain belief system, but I don't mind if somebody challenges my belief system. And I can dialogue with somebody about how I believe and why I believe. And that doesn't make me bad. That doesn't mean I'm seeking to change my beliefs, but who knows? Maybe it is determined that my belief system is wrong. Somebody challenges me to go make me think, go make me do further research. And guess what? That further research might strengthen my belief. That further research might break down my beliefs, and I might have to start believing a different way. But you can't be afraid to be around those that you don't agree with. And that's some of our problem. We only hang around people who yes us to death. Right? So you can reach your dreams and those things you aspire to, but what are you actively doing to get there? Yeah, faith without works is dead. Are you seeking those that have dreams? Yes, absolutely. And so many of us, I tell my sons this all the time. You can't hang with somebody who does not have dreams and aspirations of their own. People who do nothing want you to sit around and do nothing with them. People who do nothing want you to sit around and do nothing with them. So I tell my sons all the time, you cannot go and befriend someone if they don't have dreams of going to college, going to getting a job, going to the military. They don't have dreams of starting their own business. If they're not progressing towards those dreams, they don't have a positive outlook on life. You can't hang with those people, right? Because they're not going to understand. A person who does nothing all day when you say, oh man, yeah, I got to go home because I got to go to the gym and get some shots up. They're not going to understand that. And then they're going to try to rag on you. Man, all you do is go to the gym and try to get some shots up, man. Hang out with us. Because they don't have any dreams and goals of their own. Now they want to belittle your dreams and goals. So when you're hanging with people like that, you say, hey man, y'all gotta go because I gotta go to bed early. I got a big game tomorrow. Man, forget that game. Y'all don't play till 5 o'clock in the evening, man. You can sleep all day. No, now they're ragging on your dreams and goals because you have aspirations of doing something great with your gifts and talents. Same thing for adults, right? First they laugh at you. Oh man, I'm about to start this business, man. Man, get out of here with that. But then when you keep going, next they violently oppose. Man, you always get away from around here, man, talking that business stuff, man. That's all you ever talk about, man. I don't want to hear that. And they violently oppose you. But you keep at it, then they have no choice but to accept that you've become something new, someone new. And after they accept, chances are they're gonna start looking to you for a job. So understand that about the cycle of hate. First, they're gonna laugh at you and mock you. Then they're going to violently oppose you. Man, you're going to another one of them things? You're going to another one of them conferences? You spending all of your money on that cryptocurrency or whatever it is you're doing, they're going to violently oppose you. And you have to keep pressing towards the mark. Then eventually, they got to accept that it is what it is. Right? It is what it is. They're going to eventually respect you for staying true because you walked through their fiery darts and you didn't succumb. Right? You didn't succumb. So many years ago when I changed things for me, I had to let some people go. Some said I was acting funny. Man, ain't that the favorite one, Robert? Man, you acting funny. Some said I was acting funny. Some said I think I'm all that. And some were real friends. Are you ready to tell a lot of friends to kick rock so you can be what you want to be? That is the question. That is the question. Because you'll get that. Man, Tez, where you been at, bro? I've been in the lab, man. I've been in the lab cooking up a legacy for me and my family. Where you been at? Man, we've been on the block. That's why you can't see where I've been. Because 20 years ago, when I left you guys, y'all were on the block. You mean to tell me you've been on the block for 20 years? I mean, no judgment. I mean, that is what it is. That just ain't for me. I'm trying to do something. I've got less than 10 years to become a billionaire. I can't do that on the block. You guys know, so I'm an internet marketer. You guys know that there are some people that have $1,000 days in business, like what I do. There's some people who have $10,000 days. There are people who have $100,000 days. I'm talking about days. I'm not talking about careers. I'm not talking about years. I'm not talking about months. I'm talking about days. Right? Brother who created ClickFunnels had $1 million day. 1,000 people bought a $1,000 product from him within a 24-hour period. So when I know that, and this is why it's important to get around people who stretch your mind. Now that I know that, I can't sit around and do nothing all day when I know that somebody is setting up a $1,000 day. Somebody is setting up a $10,000 day for themselves. Somebody is setting up a $100,000 day for themselves. Somebody, Tony Robbins, charges $1 million for his private coaching program. If he just gets one client per month, he's had $1 million month. So I can't sit back and say, or sit back and shoot the breeze with you, and you guys are talking about LeBron James' stats since he was in high school, right? But I'm talking about investments, and you like, that's too complicated. Wait a minute. You know everything to know about this man and his evolution as a ball player. You take that same attention and focus and study a company like Apple, and you know everything about their evolution as a company and where they're going, and you can put that knowledge to work for you, right? I can't read a stock ticker, but I can flash some basketball stats in front of you for less than a second, and you can tell me and break down all of those numbers. It's the same stuff, y'all. It's the same stuff. You got the little acronym for, or the little 3 letters for the team, your favorite team, right? Then you have the stat line across the top: PT, points, FT, free throws, TOs, turnovers, right? AST, assists, right? REBS, rebound. So you got the same thing in all of these different sports. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. So you are conscious of what these signs and symbols mean in that particular sport. Well, take a few minutes and learn and become conscious of what these signs and symbols mean. You got the symbol that where they're trading at, the trading symbol, right? If you're looking at stocks, right? Then you have the amount that they're trading at for the day. You got the arrow up or down. Are they up or are they down? You can learn all of this stuff the same way you learn all these meaningless stats that you know on all your favorite players. All right? You can learn all of that stuff the same way. Just got to practice, right? But why do you know all of that stuff as a man? Because it's socially unacceptable to go into a room full of other men and they're talking sports and you not know what they're talking about. I used to be that guy. I love playing basketball, but I watch very little basketball. That's just a waste of time for me. That's just, I don't watch much basketball, right? And in the last 3, 4, 5 years, I couldn't tell you who won the Super Bowl, who won the NBA Finals, none of that stuff, man, because I didn't follow it. So when I get in a room full of guys and they're talking sports, hey man, I don't know, and instantly I'm seen as an outcast because I don't keep up with sports. And some men are fighting through their lives trying to keep up with stuff like that because they are afraid to walk alone. They're afraid to go against the crowd. So if I'm not up on Steph Curry's 3-point percentage, if I'm not up on how many finals or whatever LeBron went through in his career and the record and all that stuff, then if I'm not up on my latest argument, well, who's the best, LeBron or KD or whatever, then I'm going to be seen. That's socially unacceptable. So guys are putting themselves in front of Sports Center for hours and memorizing a bunch of meaningless stats. That's not going to, unless you're going to become a pro in sports trivia, that stuff does you no good. It does you no good. So I've decided that when those conversations come up, I just sit back and listen. Because I don't have any input, right? I don't have any input. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And you have to get to a place where you're okay with that too. You have to get to a place where you're okay with that too, and spend some of your time and focus in some other areas. Now, whatever you're doing to make money for you and your family, keep doing that. I'm not the one to tell you to quit your job and start a business. If that's what you're doing, keep doing that. But some of the other stuff that you're doing, you might want to reduce the amount of time that you give to that. Right? I know some people who, my favorite meme, this is my favorite meme that I've seen on Facebook all the time. If you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep in the first place. Because that's how I believe that if you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep in the first place. And I talk to people who are struggling financially, but they're in 2 kickball leagues. I talk to people who struggle financially, and this is no disrespect if you're in a kickball league. I'm just saying you might want to start evaluating how you're spending your time if you want to change your financial situation. Talk to a brother who is grinding it out in business, right? Or I'm trying to help coach him in business, but on the Facebook timeline, he's in all of these basketball leagues, about 2 or 3 basketball leagues, got a basketball game every day, and he's like 43, 44, 45, something like that. I'm like, dang. Outside of you teaching your son how to play, what else are you getting out of all of that basketball that you're playing, but you're still complaining about your financial situation? I love to play, man. And when I say I ain't picked up a ball in about 3 years, I just haven't had the time. I had to take time away from something that I love to do that was not producing the results that I want, which is a legacy for my family. That me playing ball a couple times a week, spending 3 hours in the gym and then another hour in the tub, right, with these old balls, that was doing nothing for my legacy that I'm trying to build for my family. Is that making sense? So you have to make some decisions to sacrifice, to cut off some things that are not producing income for you, not adding to or building you up to be better at producing your legacy. So when I read a book, it's not producing income for me directly, but indirectly is helping with the mindset shift, and it's helping me become the person that I need to become to build a billion-dollar empire. But Cortez, if I'm playing ball a couple times a week, that's how I get my exercise in. That's how I get my release out. Okay. Well, you can't play ball a couple times a week and watch TV every night and watch 4 hours of football on Sundays, another 4 hours of football on Mondays, another 4 hours of football on Thursday. You can't do all of that stuff and build a legacy for your family. You can't, you just can't. So if you got to play ball because that's how you relieve stress and that's how you get your exercise in, cool. But then when everybody else is watching football, you need to be grinding in your business. You need to be grinding in your personal development so you can grow into the person you need to be to build this legacy. You can't play basketball 3 days a week, watch football 4 days a week, and then complain about you not having enough time to start a business, not having enough time to read a chapter of a book every day, not having enough time to watch a video on personal growth or watch or study some wealth principles. You can't say that. And that's what we're doing, and we got to get out of there. That's what Wednesday show was. Stop BSing. Stop BSing. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Remember, guys, go over to youtube.com/financial health mentor. Facebook's going to keep me in jail. Then I'm going to transition all of my show over to YouTube exclusively. So you don't want to miss that. It says, when doing t-shirts, and you see something you like online, like a quote, do you need a license to put that on a t-shirt and sell it? I don't think so, unless that quote says that it is copywritten or trademarked already. I don't think so, Monica. I don't think so. And even if you did, I would do them on, I sell t-shirts on a case-by-case or a, what they call on-demand basis, a print on demand. So I can have a saying, and then that t-shirt is only printed when somebody buys it. That way you don't print out a bunch of them, and then if there is some sort of conflict or some sort of legal issue and you're served with a cease and desist, you don't have a bunch of money tied up into the t-shirt. If somebody came and said one of my sayings was trademarked by somebody else, I can just remove that t-shirt from my website and never sell another one, and I just keep it moving, right? So examine how you spend your time. Is most of it on fulfilling or aspirations or something else? Yep. If something else you are, yeah, if something else you sure you trying to reach your goals. Yeah, you really just got to look at how you're spending your time, man. All life is time. That's all it is, y'all. We are on this earth for a finite amount of time. That's all life is. How you spend your time is what makes life. All life is time, but you're making your life by what you do with your time. So until I talk to you next week, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve it. Peace out, y'all.